Hey everybody! So this is my first official video on explaining about how to do something on this channel. And I wanted to let you know, so I've been wanting to make this video because of the whole coronavirus outbreak and everything. And I keep thinking about it, of course, because of the whole hoarding of the toilet paper thing. So 6 years and about 4 months ago, I sent my sister an email that said, "Only you will understand this. I'm so doing this for number one. LOL." And I said XOXOXO. And I sent her a link to a blog on how to make this. So, well, probably more like this. So it's a piece of flannel fabric and it's stitched around the edges. And my husband and I were watching Extreme Cheapskates one time, and a woman was cutting up pieces of flannel and stitching around them and using them to go, for reusable toilet paper. So at first I thought, well, that was weird. But the more she went on explaining about it, then the more I got interested in it. And I thought, why not? It's like my mother-in-law said during the war, when Germany occupied Norway, they had, flannel or fabric pads that they used. And they had an uncle even after the war who, when you went to his house, they didn't have toilet paper, disposable toilet paper. So anyway, I would never do it for number two, poo. I can't get into that. But who cares if you use it when you go pee? So I discovered that I started doing this when we still lived in New Mexico, and I discovered all of a sudden how much toilet paper I had been going through. And, just for me in the house, it seemed like we were always buying toilet paper. I couldn't imagine my sister with two girls at home, two teenagers using that much toilet paper. So that's a lot of money. And now it's like as if we had two guys living in the house, because you just use it for one thing, and depending on how many times a day you go, without getting too graphic. But anyway, the first ones I made were similar to this. They were this same white flannel fabric. This one here is actually what I call a paper towel. So I made some paper towels so we could reuse them over again. And I usually have these sitting by the sink. So this is another one that I made not too long ago, and it's got little turtles on it. It's a cute one. So those are just for the kitchen, the paper towels. But so I had these pads, and for a couple years I used this same fabric. It was a sheet that I cut up, a single sheet, and a couple pillowcases that I cut up and sewed around the edges. Then I made some green ones like this because I thought, I don't want white anymore because white doesn't stay clean looking. So, but these were only double ply. And now, well, shortly after that, then I made, it was like maybe 3 years into it, I made some like this. And this is actually one that I've used for 4 years, something like that. I decided, of course, the off-white colors were better, but I started making these, and then I went and bought some brand new fabric and made some really pretty ones. These have little flowers on them, but they have that same flannel. It was a flat flannel sheet on the back. I still have a sheet that goes with this set. So I've only used like one sheet, but I've made a ton of these and I've given some away. But I've used this new flannel, and I forgot to wash it before I made it. So they end up looking like this after they've been used a while. And, once in a while you see the little, threads hanging off them, but these have lasted for a long time. And then I've made some plain white ones. These are a really thick one too. I think they're triple ply, and they could be used as napkins or pads. And I've put what Glenn calls them pee pads. So I put this in a baggie, and I've taken this hiking with me for emergencies. I've never had to use it yet. And the ones here, they're the same size as these, which are reusable napkins, and they're awesome. Then I've also made some this size, and this is just a double-sided, double thickness, and this is like a baby wipe. So, but I use them around the house, just for wiping down counters or whatever, and you can rinse them off and dry them out really fast. And these are also the double-sided. These are like paper towels or napkins, whichever we want to use. And then these are a larger pee pad. So these are triple ply, and you can use them and fold them and use them again. So without getting too graphic. And these I also made because I thought, well, if people want to use them, I know a lot of people right now that might be running out of toilet paper. And I went to the store today and there was no toilet paper on the shelves. So anyway, if you make a dozen of these, and this, like I made a ton of this stuff with just one sheet. And let me show you, well, I can't turn it around, sorry. I made stacks of them. I have like 2 stacks of these and 2 stacks of those larger ones. And I still have material left over from the sheet, to cut up. But anyway, because I was thinking if people start running out of these, all you need is a dozen of these and you can use them, put them in your laundry, use them again, and you'll see. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm not using any toilet paper. So anyway, I won't keep rambling on. That's all I wanted to say. I went on for over 6, almost 7 minutes. Let me know if you want any links. There's some good pages on YouTube of people talking about them, how they made them, how they use them. But I don't use them the way other people do. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Sorry. So what I do in the bathroom, I have a basket with a pile of these in it, and then I have a little garbage can that you push the top, or you push the little step and the top pops up. I have that right next to the toilet with the pads. So it's really easy. Then you just take that bucket. It's got a little removable bucket in it, and you take that and you throw it in the laundry when you do your towels and your underwear and socks or whatever. And there's no, it's just pee. So there's nothing to be afraid of. It's not like having to put it into a wet bag and soak it or anything like that. So that's it. Thank you.